San Diego County Water Authority updated its master plan detailing how the region should manage its water needs over the next 21 years. The plan's infrastructure requirements and other details were the subject of public hearings for the last few months as it moved toward ratification. Until the Cleveland National Forest Foundation, an environmental group, asked for a formal evaluation of the master plan by the governing body of the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA. Joining me with further details are Ken Weinberg, Director of Water Resources for San Diego County Water Authority, and Jack Hsu on the Board of Directors for the group challenging the Master Water Plan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Ken, let's start with you. What are some of the key elements to this master plan?
Actually, there's not a lot of new things in this master plan. This is an update of a plan we did in 2003, and because we've made these investments over the last 20 years in infrastructure and the fact that we're using a lot less water than we were just 6-7 years ago, we don't have to add much infrastructure. In fact, we're delaying or deferring about $600 million in infrastructure that we had planned to do over the next 10 years. So I think that's really kind of the key takeaway from this master plan update.
If you had to bullet point it, the North County pump station desalinization, are those still on the table?
Desalination is the Carlsbad project is a year into construction. We expect that to be done. We're finishing up raising San Vicente Dam, adding 152,000 acre feet of water storage. That's almost 25% of a year's worth of supply. We have a few projects where we have to add some capacity to operate the system a little bit better, but in essence, we're really kind of able to take those investments we've made, stay the course, and meet the needs for water.
Okay. Now, Jack, the Cleveland National Forest Foundation, the environmental group, says that the Water Authority's environmental impact report doesn't comply with CEQA regulations. What do you see as the main problems in this report?
It's just legally not compliant. It does not account for the growth-inducing elements, impacts of supplying all this water out to suburban areas, which use twice as much water as urban use.
So the environmental is really the main focus in future growth.
Yes, and the other is that it doesn't comply or does not address the targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The Water Authority is saying they're not responsible for the greenhouse gas emissions emitted when the water is being produced, and that's really wrong. We have to be responsible for what is causing the greenhouse gas emissions and climate change by transporting or producing water here in San Diego.
Is there any other thing as far as the impact that you think should have been included in this report that wasn't, that they could add to?
Well, another is that when you have suburban growth, that impacts our watershed, that endangers the water supply that we do have. And the other is that it's going to cause more use, more transportation is going to be needed to supply that. So all that's going to fall into place. Water conservation is really the best way that we can address this water crisis.
Okay. Well, Ken, let's talk. I know you can't comment directly about the Water Authority's response, I understand, to this challenge. What kind of impact or delay, and I do want to get back to what you were saying, do you agree with before I get to this question, do you agree with the idea that conservation is the best way to prepare for our water needs of the future?
Conservation is one of the most important things that we can do. In fact, the whole ability of our master plan not to add new facilities is based on the fact that we've conserved a lot of water and that there's state law that's going to require us to continue conserving water into the future, and we're counting on that conservation as we plan our water supplies out. So conservation's crucial to whatever we do in water supply reliability, but it's not the only thing.
Okay.
You can't conserve water that you don't have, and that's part of why you still have to develop supplies.
Will this challenge impact or delay this master plan moving forward?
At this point, it's part of this public involvement process. So this is what we want to have happen. We want to hear what the comments are from the public, and then we'll respond, and then our board will have a decision to make whether they think our responses are adequate or they want us to do more work. Yeah. And that's really kind of what we're engaged in.
Do you think that CEQA can resolve this, or do you think this is going to go to court?
I can't answer that. All I can answer is that, they've submitted comments, thoughtful comments, and we will provide a thoughtful response.
And how about you, Jack? Do you think
we
it'll
don't
go
want
to court?
we don't want to go to court. We want to resolve it obviously outside of court. Ken said we're conserving water. No, we're not. Every one of the alternatives in this plan calls for increased water use, and Water Authority spends less than 0.5% on conservation.
Okay, well, we'll have to follow up with this later, and also I want to let folks know there's a lot more about this online, including the master plan update at kpbs.org. Ken Weinberg and Jack Hsu, thank you so much.
Thank you for having it.